What's up, guys? Crypto Muser here with your daily news and analysis in the crypto markets. Now, Ukraine has received now close to $100 million in crypto donations. Ukraine's president shares our vision that the use of crypto could be an economic breakthrough, according to the country's deputy minister at the Ministry of Digital Transformation. Now, it's headlines like this that really highlight the benefits of crypto, right? We've been talking about this on this channel. You're seeing the narrative change around crypto around the world. You know, for years, it was only used for nefarious reasons like money laundering, drug deals, ransomware. But you're starting to see people seeing around that nonsense, around that FUD. And, you know, especially for small countries like Ukraine, Singapore, Thailand, you're seeing them really dive deep into this world of crypto because, you know, they see it as leveling the playing field in the world of finance all around the world, right? So I have a couple tweets here. Couple news articles, but before I get into it, if you guys could please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, it'd be very much appreciated. But let's get right into it. So my first tweet here is from Elizabeth Warren. She is the senator out of Massachusetts. I am from Massachusetts, so obviously I know how this woman works. She's a fraud. I just want to put it out again. I see right through this. She's using fear basically to try to scare people into thinking that crypto is only used by bad actors, and like I was talking about, it's only good for money laundering. And she's saying here that the Russian elites are going to use it to get around sanctions. That is being disingenuous, and that is being hypocritical at this point. She does not understand the technology. And if she did, she'd know that Russian elites, if they did use digital assets to get around sanctions, that would be a stupid thing to do because transactions on the blockchain are 100% transparent. You could see where these Russian elites would be trying to move money or send money or whatever nefarious activity they would have to do. You could see every transaction. So that would be stupid for them to do that. Plus, there's not enough for Russia to use digital assets to get around these sanctions. There's not enough liquidity. There's not enough infrastructure there. It's just been proven now, since they've been talking about this. It's been proven time and time again. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen it on news articles. This woman is being disingenuous, bottom line. So if she actually wanted to educate herself, she should probably talk to people like Ashish Birla, the GM at RippleNet. And what he said about the executive order is the exact opposite of what Elizabeth Warren is trying to say. So today's executive order definitely puts a stake in the ground on crypto like we've never seen in the U.S. government. After years of crypto is only used for money laundering or crypto doesn't have any real use cases, this is a refreshing read. And he continues on. Beyond the specifics, the main message I take away in this is that the U.S. sees crypto as the opportunity to remain a technology leader globally, same as we did in the 90s with bipartisan legislation that paved the way for the internet. One point that stands out is the acknowledgement that many in the U.S. and elsewhere are underserved by the current financial system, and that crypto will play a role in changing it by democratizing access to finance using crypto and accompanying technologies. With clear regulatory guidance, we can continue to innovate and solve issues outlined in the executive order, financial inclusion, equitable access, and as well as discover new use cases that have yet to be discovered. This is the type of thing that, you know, Elizabeth Warren needs to be saying. And the fact that she's not, and she's using this FUD and scare tactics to scare people out of crypto, tells me, like I said before, that she's a fraud and that she's not educating herself in the actual technology, and she's just going with these same old arguments we've heard for years, right? So John Deaton weighed in about the executive order, and this was a big thing that I was looking at when I was reading the executive order. This is the main one of the main sentences that I saw that made me think, right? The executive order directs agencies to work with our allies and partners to ensure international frameworks. And that makes sense, right? If you want to start with regulation, obviously crypto is a worldwide asset class. So you'd obviously want to work with other countries to all get on the same page with regulation, right? So the UK's FCA, they declared XRP a not security. Japan's FSA declared XRP not a security. Switzerland, UAE, Singapore, and other countries all around the world say XRP is not a security. So if they're trying to get on board with all their allies and all partners around the world and come up with real concise framework, regulatory framework, then I'm sorry, the SEC, but XRP is not a security everywhere else around the world. So this whole BS lawsuit with XRP and Ripple, this is hurting innovation. This is hurting investors. It's going against everything that's in this executive order. What the SEC is doing is going against all of it, right? So I think this is why this executive order, I think, is so important, especially with the SEC on this crusade to basically stifle innovation in this market. And Tom Emmer had a lot to say about this. Most fortunately, the executive order doesn't ask the SEC to weigh in. SEC Chair Gensler has spent the past year intimidating crypto innovators and entrepreneurs with his unproductive regulation by public statement and enforcement action. His input is not critical. Overall, it is critical that we maintain tech and economic leadership on the global stage, and I look forward to continuing the work to find bipartisan solutions to keep our great crypto community right here in the U.S. And Ashish Birla said it, mentioned it in the tweet that I talked about a couple minutes ago. When we had the internet, right, in the 90s, internet was new. People were saying the same things about what they're saying about crypto now. It's going to be used by bad actors. What do we need it for? They were afraid of it, right? But the leaders at the time knew that it would be a good way if we use real regulation that didn't stifle innovation, that we could lead in that new innovation. And that's exactly what we did, right? We have companies like Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, all these American companies, right? If we treated the internet like we're treating crypto right now, then those companies would have went elsewhere, and our economy wouldn't be doing as well as it had been doing in the last 20 years. So we need to look at crypto like we looked at the internet back then. And it's good to see finally, right? Hold on. Good to see finally. Let me just plug this in, guys. Bear with me. This is why this is live. Got to plug in my computer before it dies. But this is why it's good that finally we're getting this executive order, and that it's going to change the landscape of crypto all around the world. Because if the U.S. is now leading in this technology, that gives other countries around the world a more of an incentive to get involved in this technology also, right? So the next tweet I have is from Senator Loomis. She is a Wyoming senator, and she's now, and we're seeing this more and more from other senators and Congress people in Congress that are coming up with real legislation and real ways to try to regulate this asset class. For sure, we need regulation. I'm not against regulation, obviously, but it needs to be clear, concise, and it needs to it can't stifle innovation. And supposedly she's coming out with this soon. It says unveiling soon, but it's been a long time coming. But my bill is fully integrate digital assets into our financial system is almost ready. I'm putting the final touches on it with some key advocates and partners in the Senate, but watch out for the unveiling soon. So like I said, this is good to see. You're seeing a lot of senators out there and representatives coming up with some legal framework that this needs to be bipartisan, by the way, too. If this is not bipartisan, if just the Republicans do something, if just the Democrats do something, it's never going to be solidified as real legislation that can't be changed. Every time a new Republican or Democrat becomes, the leader in the Senate or the House. If it is bipartisan, if both Republicans and Democrats can get on board and sign in real legislation, then it will solidify that for the future. And it will finally, get this asset class going and get it more mature, where there's not fraudulent actors out there. There's not pumping up schemes and people scamming people every which way. We need real regulation, but it can't, like I said, stifle innovation. So looking forward to seeing what Senator Loomis comes out with that new legislation. So then John Deaton talked about what Ripple and how Ripple went about choosing this cross-border payments issue instead of going after smart contracts when they first started their company. So many people criticized Ripple for choosing cross-border payments as the company's focus and not smart contracts. Why choose the harder path of disrupting a half-century SWIFT legacy banking system built on fees from friction? How receptive is a bank going to be on losing these immediate fees? And that's it's a huge thing. That's why Ripple has had so much pushback when they're trying to go after SWIFT, which has been around for 50 years, right? And it's slow, it's clunky, but these banks make money from it being slow and clunky, right? When you have intermediaries and middlemen, these banks get fees, right? And they make billions of dollars on these fees. So obviously they're gonna be slow on trying to move to a different system that's going to get rid of these fees that they've been used to for the last 50 years, right? But the thing about Ripple and the thing about this new system that Ripple has to take away from the SWIFT system is that it makes money basically frictionless, right? You can move money, the same amount of money, can move 1,000 times a day because it moves in 3 to 5 seconds instead of 3 to 5 days, right? And that will change the whole system. And I know they'll lose money in the short term with all these fees, but they will make it in the long term, right? When money is moving as fast as information moves, then these banks are going to make more money than they could ever think of. So I believe that it took them a while, obviously. It's been Ripple's been around for about 8.5, 9 years, but the banks are getting it, right? They've been testing Ripple's system for the last 3 or 4 years, and they finally get that this is a way to upgrade their system and not take money away from them, right? But it is true, Ripple took the hard route for sure. They could have went the route of smart contracts, but they went a harder route. And if they win in this use case, I've said it before, SWIFT system is a $400 trillion a year market. So we're talking about some huge money. And like I've talked about XRP price in a couple videos before, if Ripple takes 1%, 10%, 20% of that SWIFT network, we're talking about some serious prices for XRP. And not financial advice, but this is why I got an XRP in the first place, because I knew what Ripple was trying to do in the world of finance. So the next thing I want to show you guys, Moon Lambo posted this, and I thought this was important, that people should realize this, because I know it's hard looking at your price action every day and looking at things and seeing price action move up and down, and every day you don't know what's going to happen. But you need to understand that being patient in this market is the most important thing that you need to learn, right? I know it seems like everything's been going down and sideways for so long, but all it takes is like a month really for this price action to go crazy, and you can make life-changing money, right? Moon Lambo posted this tweeted this out. In crypto, price levels like $8 per XRP seem impossible. That is until they one day happen out of nowhere. Historically, price action in crypto happens fast. Either you have exposure beforehand or you don't. Patience is the name of the game as far as I'm concerned. And I couldn't agree more. And I try to preach this, anytime I talk to anybody, patience is the biggest key about crypto and investment as a whole, right? The people that make money in this space, in crypto and other investments, are the people that can be patient, that get the emotion out of there. They dollar cost average into different projects that they have obviously done enough research in. But as long as you wait, and if you, like I've said this before time and time again on this channel, if you look at a monthly chart, this thing has been going up and up for years, and it will continue to do that because it's still such a early phases of this asset class. I mean, I've said this before, $1.8 trillion market cap, guys, that is nothing compared to what this can become in the next 5 to 10 years. So being patient in this market is what is key. And he's saying, $8 XRP might seem impossible at this point, but if you look at the past, the last run up that XRP had, it went from 23 cents to almost $4 in 22 days. 22 days, guys. Right now we're at 70, I believe it's at 74 cents today. It can go from 74 cents to $10 in a month, guys. So we need to, sometimes, I know it's hard looking at the slow, grueling process of going down or going up. We haven't been doing much, obviously, in the last couple of months, but it doesn't take long for this market to change on a dime, right? We've been in extreme fear, basically, for about 3.5 months now, maybe longer, but this thing can change very quickly. So you're seeing this executive order, you're seeing other countries starting to get on board with crypto, and you're going to see more and more of this as the year goes on. And we have this Ripple lawsuit that's coming to its end. I'm telling you, all these signs are pointing to, obviously a run up for Ripple and XRP, but a run up for these altcoins. And I still see an alt season happening within the next couple months. So keep an eye on the prize. Be patient, guys. And remember, patience is the game in this, and the name of the game, right? Just as Moon Lambo says here, patience is the name of the game as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to leave you guys at that. Just remember, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do not take anything I write or say as financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. But thanks, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.